Hello, today we will learn how to calculate compound interest quickly in the exam when specifically the time period is given as 2 years or 3 years. And after watching this video, you will be very comfortable to calculate compound interest in 30 or 40 seconds. So let's say we have to calculate compound interest for 2 years. And we all know the formula of a plus b whole square, that is a square plus b square plus 2ab. If we take a close look at this formula, if I put t equal to 2 years, then it will become p 1 plus r upon 100 2 minus 1. Right. So what I can do is I can put in this formula, I can take 1 as my a and r upon 100 as my b, and this will become a plus b whole square minus 1 into principal, that is my compound interest. Now I know my a is 1, b is r upon 100, and I also know the formula of a plus b whole square, that is a square plus b square plus 2ab. So here what I can do is I can write 1 square plus b square, I am taking it as b is my r upon 100, plus 2 into 1 into b minus 1. 1 square is 1, so 1 minus 1. What I'll get is b square plus 2b. So what is my b here? My b is r upon 100, that's what I have taken. Right, my b is r upon 100. And the trick here is, generally we are asked to calculate compound interest, and the value for real interest which is given to us is generally from, let's say, 2 to 20, and we can memorize the squares of this number. Let's say I know you can memorize 3 square, 8 square, 18 square. So if you remember these squares, so you can easily put this here. If I were given let's say real interest rate as r is equal to 12%, so what I can do is I know the square of 12, that is 144. So I know this 144 divided by 100 square, because this is 100 and 100 square, because I have to put it 12 upon 100 square. 12 square is 144, this is 100 square plus 2 into b, and my b is 0.12. So if we remember the squares of number from 2 to 20, so we can easily calculate this compound interest. And this is not this is not compound interest per se, but this is this term here. So what we have to do after that is we have to just multiply it with principal. That is fairly easy, right? So our next task is, and that one is really important, how to calculate it for 3 years, because for 3 years the calculation get really messy if you do it from the traditional method. Let's say I have given you, let's say you have a question in which I gave you r as 14%, so getting a cube of 1.14, it's not easy. So how to do these kind of questions? As you guys know, that a plus b whole cube is a cube plus b cube plus 3ab a plus b. So here also we can split it in 1 plus 0.14 whole cube, and my a is 1 and my b here is 0.14. so the formula will be, if I'll expand it, I'll get 1 cube plus b cube plus 3 into 1 into b a plus b, that is 1 plus b. Now what I can do is I have to apply a trick here to calculate it very fast. So r is 14 and my b is, let's say, 0.14. so getting a cube of 0.14 is a bit difficult, and also I know that if I'll take a cube of 14 cube and then I'll divide it by 100 cube, so that is 10 raised to power 6. So this is really very small number, so it doesn't really matter at the end. So what I can do is I can skip this calculation and I can simply multiply it by 3, and I can simply calculate b is as r by 100, and r will be given in the question. So this will be, let's say, 0.14 and 1.14. so multiplying 14 with 114 is fairly easy, rather than multiplying 1.14 3 times. Then whatever I'll get here, so this is point, if you work this out, you will get it as 0.4788, and if I calculate cube of 1.14 cube, that is 0.4815. so missing this b cube without calculating 14 cube, I'm getting a very close answer. So what I can do in the exam is I can calculate this 0.4788 and this, and multiply this with my principal. Let's say in this question my principal were rupees 100, so my final answer would be, my compound interest will be 100 into 0.4788. but I know that I missed this b cube term here, so I know whatever I'll get here must not match the options. My option compound interest, the answer given in the option must be greater than this, and must not very much greater than this, but a little bit, 1 to 2%. so you have to be a little judgmental here, you have to judge your answer, but this will save a lot of time. So we can work out one more example for this time t equal to 3 years. Let's say we have given r as 12 and t as 3 years. So using this, we can simply write it as 3. We can write it as 3 into 1 into b, that is 3b, when my b is 0.12, and adding 1 to the b, that is 1.12. so this is, and now I have to multiply it with principal. Let's say my principal is 100 rupees, so you have to just multiply once, you have to just multiply this 12 here with 1.12, 0.12 into 1.12. so That will save a lot of time, because let's say this is, I work out this value and this came out to be 0.4032, and the real value of 1.12 cube is 0.4049. So when I work out this, taken 100 as a principal, and I work out this value, taken 100 as my principal, I'll get 40.32 rupees here, and I'll get 40.49 here. So there is not a very big difference. So you have to be a little judgmental, and just you can calculate these questions of compound interest in your bank SBI PO or bank exam really quick. So you have to memorize it. You can also derive it. You just need not memorize everything, but if you do it 2 to 3 times, then you will really get the pace, and you will be doing it in jiffy. So let's say this is one. We can do one more example. What you have to do is, you first have to divide my R by 100, and let's say let's say my R is 14%, or let's say a different R, let's say 8%. 8% is my R, so R divided by 100, that will be 0.02, 0.08. So what I'll do is, I'll write it as principal 3 is easier to remember, because my time period is 3 years, and this is my R by 100, or you can say, and this is 1.08. So here I have calculated my compound interest by just multiplying. I have to just multiply these two. I can multiply 108 into 8 and just calculate the decimal places and multiply it by 3, or I can simply multiply it by 24, and I will easily get my compound interest, rather than multiplying 1.08 and taking the cube of it, and then subtracting 1, and then multiply it by principal. So I hope it will help you in the exam. Thank you very much.